Hello friends and welcome to this session for GATE and ESC Electrical Engineering. My friend, this session is going to be one of the most awesome session and you are going to really learn something very new and something that will help you in the exam. In the exam for GATE, may it be 2021 or it may be 2022. Now, before we start the lecture, my friend, let me introduce you myself. My name is Ankit Goyal. I got AIR 1 in GATE 2014 and GATE 2018. And my friend, I was also awarded the President of India Gold Medal by the President himself in the year 2013 when I graduated from IIT Indore. Presently, I am working as a director at an academy for GATE department, and that is why constantly I am able to bring new and more initiatives for you. Because an academy is not an institute. An academy is not a coaching. An academy is more of a revolution. An academy is more of a feeling. An academy has everything right that is wrong with every other coaching institute in the country. The name An Academy, my friend, has been comprised of two words, un and academy. That means it has everything that is not there in an academy. So an academy cares about the student in the best way possible. It cares about the student most than or more than any other person can. All the initiatives are centered on the student. That is, they are always working towards the student welfare. And that is why, my friend, you are watching this course on power system. That is why, my friend, you are watching this course on power system free of cost on our YouTube channel. So my friend, if you are visiting this channel for the first time, make sure that you have subscribed, because we have electrical machine, power electronics, power system, communication system, EMT, EDC, network, signal, control, digital, everything is here on this channel, that too free of cost, my friend. But what has An Academy done? An Academy has brought a revolution in the country where they are providing the most affordable education, and that too free of that too at the most affordable price, as well as free of cost on YouTube. So my friend, if you want to be a part of the revolution that An Academy has created by means of the courses that are running on An Academy, where they are bringing you the best ever educators of the country on a single platform. That is, you, my friend, can be able to learn from India's top educator at the cheapest or at the most affordable prices possible. At the most affordable prices possible. Now, my friend, I'm talking to you. You can dare to dream. You can dare to enter a PSU. You can dare to dream about MTech from an IIT. Why? Because An Academy has made it possible. An Academy has done everything that is required to get the best rank in GATE examination. So my friend, if you want to join An Academy, make sure that you use the code Ankit ESE, because the door to An Academy opens with this code, and this directly makes me your mentor, so that I can guide you at each and every step regarding your GATE preparation. And not only this, you will also get 10% discount on your subscription. Now, what does An Academy bring for you? Not only the live classes. The live classes are the best part of An Academy, where you can interact with the educator, ask your doubt, and make sure that you understand each and every concept, and then only exit the class. But other than that, you get dedicated doubt session, where you can post a pic of a question and ask any doubt, any number of doubts. Then you have weekly quizzes. Every Sunday we test how much you have understood. Then there are daily practice paper which we provide you for practice. Then there are practice questions from An Academy. Then there are test series from An Academy. Then there is crash course, where we will boost your rank in the last few months. There is rank improvement batch for the students who have already done well in the GATE examination. Now, my friend, all of this just with one subscription fees, where you don't have to pay anything again and again or anything extra. That is the magic of An Academy. Just join An Academy without thinking too much.
Hi guys, up to now we have covered the wave propagation and transmission line and steady state analysis of a transmission line. And as we saw in a steady state analysis, that the sending and the receiving end voltages are not equal in case of a transmission line. But the maximum voltage regulation in India is mod VR by mod V rated can only lie between 0.95 to 1.05, that is within 5% of the rated value. But if VR is exceeding this range or it is going out of this range, then we have to do something in order to bring VR under this range. That is called as the voltage control. So we are trying to control the voltage of the receiving end so that it is near to the rated voltage. Now we will have both the effects are undesirable. The voltage, if it is going above the rated voltage or it is going below the rated voltage. If it goes above the rated voltage, it is called as over voltage. So it implies mod VR is greater than mod Vs. This can be due to Ferranti effect, okay, or this can be due to ZL greater than ZC or the loading less than SIL, or it can be due to leading power factor load, okay. And if the voltage is less than rated voltage, it is known as under voltage. In case of under voltage, mod VR will be less than mod Vs. This may be due to lagging power factor load in the system or ZL less than ZC, which means loading is greater than SIL. So we have to control both the effects over voltages as well as under voltages for voltage control. Okay, so we will see how we can control the voltage in this unit. Now to control the voltage, first we must have an understanding of what are the various type of loads that are present in our power system. So the first type of load is called as constant power load or constant PQ load. So the real as well as reactive power both is constant. Q is also constant. So it draws constant real and reactive power from the system no matter what is the voltage or the current. Power will remain constant. So most of the loads will be modeled as a constant power load because it is easier to analyze in terms of a constant power load. So what kind of loads will be included in this category? The motors. Whether it is induction motor or any other motor, that will be modeled as a constant power load. Next is constant current load. These loads draw constant current from the source. These are power electronic converters. Okay. So they draw constant current from the source. And last is constant impedance. What kind of loads will this be? Passive loads like RL load, RC load or a resistor. So R, L and C will be modeled as a constant impedance load. So mostly we will consider the motoring load or we will consider the constant power loads in the system. Now what are the various type of methods in which we can control the voltage of a bus? Now suppose this is my power system. This is load. This is also load. Now suppose we want to control the voltage of this bus. The voltage here let us say is 0.98 V rated, or here we can say 0.97 pu. Okay, but here the voltage is let us say 0.92 pu. So it is going out of range. We need to control this voltage or we need to increase this voltage. Now equivalent circuit of this bus will be, there is an alternator, there will be some reactance. This is the bus voltage. Now if we increase the excitation, then this terminal voltage will also increase. So that is one way of increasing the terminal voltage, by varying the excitation of the alternator. Now how do we vary the excitation of alternator? That is done by means of AVR. What is AVR? AVR is the automatic voltage regulator. What does it do? If the voltage at the terminals of generator falls below a certain value, it will increase the excitation to increase the terminal voltage. But what is the problem if we increase the excitation? This will affect these two buses also. And since now they are lying within the range, who knows, after increasing the excitation they may go out of the range. That is why this method is not recommended, to increase the excitation so as to control the voltage, because it will also affect other buses in the system. So regulating one bus may lead to unregulation of the other bus. That is why it is always not desirable to control the excitation. Okay, this is called as internal voltage control method, which is unrecommended. Other method could be to connect any component at this bus, to connect any external component so as to control the voltage. That is called as external control. So usually we connect a reactive power source at this bus to control the voltage. This is external control. Okay. So we saw that reactive power is directly proportional to difference in the voltage magnitudes. So if we inject reactive power, then we can vary the difference in the voltage magnitude or voltage drop of a line. So that is how we can control the voltage of a bus by using reactive power compensation technique. Okay. So this we will cover in this chapter, how to control the voltage using reactive power compensation. So first let us understand a bit about power delivered, power absorbed, and what is the reactive power. So first of all, try to understand how do we say whether the power is absorbed or delivered. Absorbed, delivered. If any apparatus is absorbing a current, like suppose there is a resistance, since the current is going into the resistance, it is absorbing power. If any apparatus current is coming out like a alternator, it is delivering power. So whenever current comes out of an apparatus, it delivers power. If current goes into the apparatus, it absorbs power. But here, if suppose I have assumed the power is being absorbed, or I have assumed current incoming current, but real power comes out to be negative, it implies that my hypothesis or my assumption was incorrect. Current must be outgoing or it is delivering power. Okay. Here also, if I am assuming current is outgoing and somehow power comes out to be less than 0, it means our hypothesis is incorrect. Current is incoming, which means it is absorbing power. Okay. If P came out to be greater than 0, that means my hypothesis was correct and it is delivering power. So based on the sign of real power, you will judge whether or not you made the correct assumption. If your assumption was incorrect, then reverse the result. So that is about the real power. What about reactive power? Same way we will judge the reactive power being absorbed or delivered based on the direction of current. Okay. And if reactive power is greater than 0, it is called as lagging. If reactive power is less than 0, it is called as leading. Okay. So let us first take the case of a inductor. So in this inductor, current will be going in like this. This will be inductor voltage VL. So if inductor voltage is VL, current will lag the voltage by 90 degree. This will be I. Since I am assuming that the current is going in, I am assuming it is absorbing power. Okay. So Q is given by Vi sine of theta V minus theta I. Voltage angle is 0, current angle is minus 90. So it will be 0 plus 90, because current angle is minus 90, so it will be Vi. It is greater than 0, which means lagging. So we will say inductor absorb lagging Q. Why I am saying absorb? Current is going in. Why I am saying lagging Q? Because power is coming out to be positive. Now suppose I take the current going out. Let us say I dash equal to minus I. So I dash will be like this. Okay. So now if we calculate reactive power, if current is coming out, Q will be Vi dash sine of voltage angle minus current angle. That is minus Vi dash, which is less than 0. So it means leading. And current is also coming out. So I will say inductor delivers because current is coming out, since Q is negative, leading Q. So absorbing lagging Q is same as delivering leading Q. And by default, if it is not given, whether or not it is talking about lagging or the leading reactive power, by default it is talking about lagging reactive power. Suppose if a statement is given that inductor absorbs reactive power, that means inductor absorbs lagging reactive power. Okay, by default we are only talking about the lagging reactive power. Let me make this more clear by taking an example of capacitor. Suppose if a capacitor is given, again we will assume that the current is going in. This is voltage of the capacitor. So this is Vc. Current leads the voltage I. So calculating reactive power, Vci sine of voltage angle, which is 0, minus current angle 90. So it will be minus Vci, which is less than 0. Since current is going in, I will say capacitor absorbs. Since Q is negative, it is leading Q. So capacitor absorbs leading reactive power. Now again let us reverse the current. I dash, which is equal to minus I. So it will be I dash. And if we calculate Q, Vc I dash sine 0 minus minus 90, so 0 plus 90. So it is Vc I dash, which is greater than 0. Since current is coming out, capacitor is delivering power. So capacitor delivers lagging Q. So we can say capacitor delivers lagging power or capacitor delivers reactive power. Okay, by default, reactive power is defined as a lagging power. So capacitor is delivering lagging power or absorbing leading power. So do not say the two terms together ever, that capacitor delivers leading power, because capacitor operates at a leading power factor, but it delivers lagging power and absorbs leading power. Okay, so capacitor is a source of a reactive power and inductor is a sink of a reactive power. Let us take another example. Let us take an example of a synchronous generator. So Q will be mod Vt by X mod E cos delta minus mod Vt. Now, since the current comes out of a generator, by default current delivers Q. Okay, current always comes out of the generator terminals. So if we take case 1, mod E cos delta is greater than mod V. So it is overexcited condition. Here Q will be greater than 0. That means lagging. So we will say generator delivers lagging Q. Okay, generator is delivering lagging reactive power. Case 2, mod E cos delta less than mod V. Q will be less than 0, leading generator delivers leading Q, or we can say generator absorb lagging Q. Okay, delivering leading Q means absorbs lagging power. So generator is absorbing the reactive power. So what is meant by under excitation is the flux that is being generated is less than required. Since the flux that is getting generated is less than required, we need additional flux. So we will absorb reactive power from the armature terminals to generate that additional flux. In case of overexcitation, the generated flux is higher than the required value. So we will give the additional reactive power to the armature terminals, which is the higher than the required. And the required condition is case number 3 when, so this will be under excited. Case number 3 will be when mod E cos delta is equal to mod V. This is critically excited or normally excited. Here Q is 0. So neither absorb nor deliver. It operates at a unity power factor. So these are the various modes of operation of a synchronous generator. So it can act as a source as well as sink for a reactive power depending upon the magnitude of excitation. Similarly, if we consider synchronous motor, Q will be mod V by X, then mod E minus mod V cos delta. Sorry, mod V minus mod E cos delta. Okay. So here case 1, since current is going always into the motor, we will assume that it absorb power. Okay. So case 1, when mod E cos delta is greater than mod V, that is overexcited. So Q will be less than 0. Motor absorb leading Q, or we can say motor delivers lagging Q. Okay, so it is same as that of generator. Case number 2, mod E cos delta is less than mod V. So that is the case of under excited. Here Q will come out to be greater than 0, which implies motor absorbs lagging Q, which is same as that of generator. And the last will be normally excited, in which reactive power will be 0, so it neither absorbs nor delivers. So the cases of motor are same as that of generator, because the sign of reactive power as well as your direction of current reverses, so net power transfer remains same. So that is how we can generate or we can absorb reactive power using different apparatus, and by controlling reactive power we will control the voltage. So let us see what is the relation between reactive power and the receiving end voltage. So let me assume a system mod Vs angle delta, mod Vr angle 0, and here we have some load PL plus J QL. Okay, so we know the formula for QS. QS is how much? Mod Vs by X, then mod Vs minus mod Vr cos delta. This is the expression for QS. And now if you see, QS is linearly related to mod Vr, whereas if we take QR, it will be mod Vr by X mod Vs cos delta minus mod Vr. In this case, QR will be proportional to mod Vr square. So to do an approximate analysis, what we will assume, we will make use of QS because it is linearly related to Vr and it will be easy to analyze. Okay. So here what I will be assuming is that the same reactive power exists at the sending and the receiving end. How? Reactive power absorbed by the transmission line will be taken to be 0. Okay. So reactive power in a transmission line is 0. So whatever is the sending and reactive power will be same as receiving end. Okay. So at the receiving end also we will have QS. Now as per now QS will be equal to Q load by power conservation at receiving end. So what I can do is QS will be equal to mod, or if we want to find VR, what I will do, XQS by mod V is equal to mod Vs minus mod VR cos delta. Assume, let us say delta is small. So we are making two assumptions, that there is no reactive power in the transmission line and delta is small. So mod VR will be mod Vs minus XQ by mod V. Okay. So this will be the relation between the receiving end voltage and the reactive power. That is why I was telling you we can control the reactive power to control the voltage. Now here it is dependent on three parameters, mod Vs, X and Q. So you can control these three parameters to control the voltage. If we control the sending end voltage to control the receiving end voltage, it is known as internal control, which is unrecommended. If we control the reactive power to control the voltage, it is known as shunt compensation, that we will see in the coming lectures. And if we control the reactance to control the voltage, it is known as series compensation, that also we will cover. So we will see two methods, by controlling X and by controlling Q, that is the series and the shunt compensation, that we will cover in the coming lectures. But this relation we will use to derive the change in receiving end voltage upon the change in reactive power. So let us summarize what we learnt in this lecture. We saw various type of load in the power system, and we saw various apparatus, how do they absorb or deliver reactive power. So let us summarize based on that what all apparatus are there. Source reactive power, by source Q means source lagging Q, sink Q and neither. First let us say, first we saw inductor. It is a means of absorbing lagging power. So it only sinks Q, it cannot source Q, it cannot operate at a unity power factor. Okay, by sink Q means sink reactive power or sink lagging reactive power. Capacitor, it is a source of reactive power. It cannot sink or it cannot operate at a unity power factor. Resistance, it does not have any reactive power. It operates at unity power factor. Generator, it is a source of the lagging power under overexcited condition. It is absorbing reactive power in case of underexcited condition, and for critically excited it operates at UPF. For motor, overexcited, same as that of generator, underexcited, critically excited. Induction machine. Now since induction machine do not have a field winding, so to generate the flux they will absorb reactive power from the supply. That is why they will always operate at a lagging power factor, or they will always absorb reactive power. They cannot source or they cannot operate at a unity power factor. What about heater? Heater is a resistive load, so it will only operate at a unity power factor. What about let us say transformer? To generate the flux it will absorb reactive power from the supply, so it will always sink Q. What about transmission line? We are talking about sink and source Q here in case of sending end. It will absorb reactive power from the sending end. That will be when power is greater than SIL. It will deliver reactive power to the receiving end, or it will source reactive power to the, it will deliver reactive power to the sending end, or it will source reactive power to the sending end. Loading is less than SIL. Here loading must be equal to SIL line operates at a unity power factor. So that is why it is always preferable to have loading greater than SIL, since the transmission line will absorb reactive power from the supply or from the sending end. So these are various apparatus that can be used to implement the voltage control, but we will see only a few apparatus like inductor, capacitor and the synchronous motor. So that we will start from the next lecture.
So my friend, if you want to join Unacademy, if you liked the lecture, if you like the content that you have just watched, and you have decided that Unacademy is the right place for you, and you want to learn with me, you want to learn from me, then don't hesitate, because that is where we are conducting free classes every day that will boost your GATE rank. So if you decide to take subscription, click on GATE and ESE, click on get subscription. After this, you can choose the plan that you want to opt for. The final year and dropper can take 1 year plan, second and the third year can take 2 year plan. But don't forget to use the code Ankit ESE. This will give you 10% off, as well as it will bring you under my guidance. And as you can see, the prices are really affordable, my friend. It is much less than any other institute can offer you, and that is why I keep repeating, Unacademy is not an academy. It is a revolution. It is a feeling. You can make the payment by credit, debit card, EMI, net banking. Also, EMI is available on debit card, but for HDFC debit card and Bajaj Finserv debit card. So if you are from a weak financial background, you can pay the amount in installments, but only use the code Ankit ESE. And my friend, these are some videos where I have told how to study, how to get the best rank in GATE, and these videos will really help you in cracking GATE. So make sure that you watch each and every one of them. And my friend, these are our other channels, like for mechanical we have, for civil also we have, for computer science we have for SSC, JEE, all branches, electrical, mechanical, civil. And on this channel we have the previous year question video solution, that too free of cost. And many more channels will be coming very soon for you guys. So be a part of our YouTube family, and you can take the benefit of all the free content that we are bringing.